Welcome to the podcast that's been named one of the best in marketing research. This is Research Business Daily Report, and we're made possible by RBDR's exclusive community at the crowdfunding platform patreon.com/RBDR. I'm Bob Lederer, for more than 25 years, the respected voice in market research. Welcome back to our series, Market Research in the Covid-19 Era. This is RBDR episode number 24. And today, Mortar CEO Gary Angel, whose business you may not be that familiar with, so if that's the case, take a look at what he told us last week. He gave us intricate detail about what DigitalMR does, and it's quite a fascinating business. Today, he's going to reveal the agency's new daily regimen. He talks about his true uncertainty about the business decisions he's made so far, and he notes what he and you all out there might learn from Shakespeare's Hamlet. Gary?
So what have we done as a company to change what we're doing? Well, I think like most small businesses, we applied for the payroll protection program. I also applied for a low-interest SBA loan. I don't really have a lot of hope of getting that, but it seemed like it was worth doing. We've kept everybody employed and working. Because we're a development shop, our people aren't just sitting around twiddling their thumbs. There's always a long list of features and development things that we want to do. And as I said, we've been making some significant modifications to our product set to try to adapt them as effectively as we can to the going forward environment. Obviously, we used to be in an office all the time, and I like being in an office. I miss being in an office. For me, it's easier, more disciplined, and more effective, particularly working with my development teams, when I'm together with them. On the other hand, the developers aren't bothered that much. They're very used to being on Slack. They're very used to working together on Slack. What we try to do is keep in touch as much as possible. We have a daily meeting at 10 a.m., a Slack call, not just Slack messaging, but we actually talk to each other. That usually goes on for anywhere from 30 minutes to as long as an hour or an hour and a half if we have a lot of stuff to discuss. That's both a round robin and an open forum where we just talk a little bit socially, but also work through the issues of the day. We also get together at the end of the day, also on Slack, for a shorter call, usually only about 10 or 15 minutes long, just to check in and see if there's anything that's come up. And of course, there's side conversations going on a constant basis on Slack, both phone conversations, Slack calls, and just text conversations back and forth. It's been fairly productive. I think for the developers, they've handled it very well. From my perspective, I've been significantly less productive. Part of that being just anxiety about where I am from a health perspective, but also I find it's just harder for me to concentrate and do things when I'm at home. So I think I've probably missed the office environment more than anybody else on our team. A couple of weeks back, I watched the Laurence Olivier version of Hamlet. It's actually pretty good. Hamlet's an amazing play. I don't think there's any work other than maybe the Bible that people quote from as much as they do Hamlet. The language is insanely great. Having said that, I think one of the things we sometimes tend to forget about Hamlet, if we haven't watched it for a little bit, is that a lot of the lines we tend to quote as pearls of wisdom actually come from a pompous jackass who's working for a murdering usurper. Polonius is not a good guy. He's not a smart guy. And he's the one who spouts lines like, "To thine own self be true, and neither a borrower nor a lender be." So we've taken these to be wisdom, but I think Shakespeare's telling us something a little bit different there. If you think about Hamlet in its broader context, it's a lot about indecisiveness and not knowing what to do and uncertainty. This is an incredibly uncertain time. I have no idea if I'm making the right decisions with my business. I know looking back, I made some bad decisions in the wake of the dot-com crisis that probably impacted the ability of our company to grow again coming out of that crisis. I know too that the decisions I'm making now not only don't apply necessarily to anybody else's business, but they could be friggin' wrong for my business too. I'm not that confident about any of the things we're doing. And I think part of it is that it's just more intellectually honest and truer to understand how much uncertainty there is in the world, to be a lot less confident about the things we say. As a leader, as the head of a company, I have to be confident about the decisions I make. I can't be changing my mind all the time. I have to decide something and I have to stick with it until at least it becomes clear that it was a bad decision. But that being said, I think it's better sometimes to just admit that we don't really know what's going to happen. Maybe take Polonius's words and think about them the way Shakespeare might have put them. Hey, neither an advice taker nor an advice giver be. Thanks for listening. I hope I haven't been too Polonius for you. I'm Gary Angel with the Measurement Minute.
This series, Market Research in the COVID-19 Era, is designed to collect and to provide a platform for you to deliver your perspectives about what's happening to people, including yourself, companies, and or the market research industry, as we all have to deal with the coronavirus. So please share your point of view, contribute to this series, and do so by emailing your basic idea to rflbob@gmail.com. We'll swap some thoughts with you, and then we'll help you create a commentary similar to the one that you've just viewed. And it'll only take a few simple steps and not very much of your time. That's your Research Business Daily Report, made possible by the exclusive community at our crowdfunding platform, patreon.com/RBDR. Our message about our videos and your support is really quite simple. If you're watching RBDR, if you're enjoying and getting something from RBDR, if you're gaining worthwhile information from RBDR, well, we'd like to think that you would like to maintain this series. And so we hope you'll visit patreon.com/RBDR, where you can join a growing list of our publicly appreciative supporters. Now, this series is going to continue Monday through Thursday, just about every week, until the coronavirus is no longer something that is really threatening the research industry. In the meantime, have a great research day. We hope that the rest of your research week goes very well. Enjoy the upcoming weekend. Hopefully the weather will be pretty good, and we'll see you back here with us on Monday.